Alright, what is up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good Monday. It is so hot here in California. But sorry for missing last week. I was otherwise engaged and I couldn't edit. So, I'm back. This is from like 2 weeks ago at this point. But, as it says on the screen, your boy went up one set for bench presses. 4 sets of 5, 155 pounds for bench presses. And incline dumbbell chest presses, your boy went up to 12 reps and pretty much maxed out the number of sets and reps I do. So next week, watch out as your boy does 70 on the incline dumbbell bench presses. But I don't know if you can hear the fan. It's really hot in California right now. It's like 90 degrees in my room. So sorry if you can hear the fan going off in the background. But anyways, I did struggle a bit on these towards the end. I should put a note that like these two technically were last on Monday because everything was kind of taken, so these were last. So my form is probably terrible because, you know, I'm tired. I did everything. This is the last 2 workouts, but yeah. So this technically was what I did first on Monday, but it's kind of out of order. So you know, bite me. Anyways, rows, your boy went up in weight, 275. I probably should have did like 260, but I was like, I don't want to find the 10s and the 5s and whatever, so I'm just gonna put in a 25 and lower the reps and the sets. Like it says on the screen, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. Lat pull down on the cable machine instead of the regular handle machine, or you usually see me on. I almost smacked my head on the bar, which is why I kind of had to do that. But first time, 4 sets of 10, 130. Not the craziest amount of weight, but you know what? We got it done. And then overhead presses, up in weight again. So instead of 85, we're at 105. So I decided to go down in a number of reps, only by 1 though. I don't know if that's gonna make a huge difference in my gains, but more weight is more weight, and I'm not complaining. Your boy's getting stronger, and he's putting on mass. That's what matters. After that, I'm going to barbell curls. The reason I haven't really progressed past 85 is because I feel my form is terrible. I feel like I'm swinging too much with my arms and my body, so I want to stay at 85 until I get the form right, and I don't want to go up because then I'm like swinging more than anything. And you're probably asking like, why don't you go to 95? Well, the 5-pound plates are always missing, so I can never do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do like 85 until I feel like really good about it. And then now we do our skull crushers. I decided to do incline now because it hurts my elbows less. And I actually read online that it's better for like the muscle engagement on the long head. Don't quote me, but I'm not a scientist, so that's what I heard. But apparently this is a lot better. So 3 sets of 8, 70. I know I normally do 85, but I think I went to 70 just because I'd never done it before. And I wanted to see like how my form would be. And that pretty much ends the Monday, my first day of the week. And this is the Tuesday, so leg day. Squats, 4 sets of 5, 275 pounds. Not the craziest amount of weight, but your boy, I'm going up in weight and reps. And the cool thing is now I have stretch marks on my thighs. Yeah. Now I know what it feels like to be a pregnant woman. But anyways, I got this done. 4 sets of 5. I almost blacked out on my last set, which is not a good thing because after squats I go into deadlifts, and blacking out on your squats right before your deadlifts is generally not a good idea when on your deadlifts you're planning to do 315 pounds or 6 plates on the barbell. So a little bit of an oversight from me. I didn't calculate properly, but luckily I only did 3 sets instead of 4, so I'll call that a draw. I didn't black out completely, but I stood on the platform for a dumbass for about 5 minutes, and everybody stared at me like I was growing a 3rd head. So, lesson learned. Probably don't push hard on squats if you're going to go max for deadlifts. Then again, I probably could have done 3 reps, but I was like, nah. You only live once. Fuck around and find out. Let's see what happens. So I decided to do 5, and I got 5. And truth be told, I did 3 and I just felt like I had more in the tank, so I just went for 5. After our deadlifts, good old leg presses, 3 sets of 10, 410 pounds. Ooh-wee! That's like almost 3 times my body weight. And I weigh about like 180, which makes me kind of fat, but whatever. Got these done relatively quickly. Like it says on the screen, if you like what you see, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy the video, I would greatly appreciate it. After our leg presses, we go into our seated calf raises. 135 more than what I normally do. So the standing calf raise was taken, and then the little seated extended one that you move the little chair with that I usually go on Fridays was taken. So I was like, okay, I'll just do this one. This one's open. And I have my knee sleeves on still because I technically did this before leg presses, but I don't want to reorganize the entire video, so I'll just do that. And I was supposed to do leg curls, but of course when I finished, all the leg curl machines were taken, so I just said, okay, I'm just gonna go. I don't want to wait like 20 minutes. Thursday, upper body day for building mass, 4 sets of 12, 135. I decided to start using like the other power racks around the gym instead of waiting for the benches to open up. And I find this is actually more, I guess, like fun because like I don't have to, I can adjust the angle of the bench, I can adjust the safeties to where I want, so I feel safer doing it here. And you know, 4 sets of 12, 135. It's not the most amount of weight, but I couldn't do all 12 straight, which is why I kind of decided to go lower on the weight. And apparently, I guess the angle is different on the the regular bench versus the setup I have. So I guess maybe my chest muscles are differently engaged. So learning experience, new thing. Anyways, after that we do our flat bench dumbbell flies, 37.5 pounds. 4 sets of 12. So after this, I'm probably going to go to like 3x8 or 4x8 at 40 pounds, and that's just kind of how I like doing it. I like doing it to the most sets and reps at the weight I'm at, and then I like dropping back down, which I think is pretty normal. I don't think that's like anything weird. Let me get some water in my throat, it's drying out. But anyways, yes. After this, I gotta go up in weight because I don't like staying at the same weight for too long. I don't know, maybe I should. Maybe my form on these is terrible, and as I watch this, they probably are. But I can't stay at the same weight too long, or you know, my growth isn't gonna happen. I mean, look at my arms; they've been growing clearly. After that, go into our seated cable rows, 4 sets of 10, 145 pounds. Not much I can say about these. I do feel it more in my lower, I think it's traps or lats, I don't remember which one it was, but I feel it lower more than the upper, which I guess that means I'm working there. I don't like using my body weight. I don't know if that's a good thing, because I notice a lot of people, like, you know, they like swing their body super far back and then they pull the weight with it, which I don't really like doing, so I prefer just trying to move it on my own. But I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, so someone comment down below. After that, one arm rows, 4 sets of 12, 70 pounds. For these, I probably gotta go up, but probably after this, so like 85 or something crazy like that. I don't know. These are definitely harder than using dumbbells, and the reason why I just do it here is because I'm already at the station. I might as well just do it instead of walking over, getting the wrist straps on, putting the dumbbells, wrapping around, that kind of thing. This is just more convenient, so I just do these now. Obviously, there's a difference between these and dumbbells, but I think, according to the physics people, apparently cable machines are more constant than like dumbbells, so maybe that's why these feel harder, the tension at least. Anyways, after this, we go into our dumbbell lateral raises. Yes, up from 32.5. I decided I'm tired of trying to find those 32.5s. They're always missing, so I just went bump it, go up and wait when you haven't gone there yet, and 4x8 by 35 was born, so I'm not waiting, and I don't want to wait anymore. And after that, we do our incline bicep curls. For these, I will admit they were not the best, just because I don't feel my form is great. So I think the week after this, I lowered back down from like 32.5 to like 30, and my form felt significantly better, so I'm gonna call that a win. I'm not saying that, like, you know, I'm the best or anything, but it's just my form felt terrible and I don't feel like I'm doing it properly, so I decided to lower the weight. So while I can do it at this weight, I feel better at a lower weight. Also, my forearms hurt doing this, which I don't know if that's normal. I don't think that's supposed to happen, but it happens, so can't really complain. I mean, I can't complain, I can just lower the weight, but, you know, I already did it. I can't say much. After that, we go into our cable tricep extensions. I don't know if you're supposed to keep your arm at like a perfect 90 degrees for these, but I tend to go up a little bit. I have to squeeze my elbows together to make sure I get the contraction properly in my triceps, and, you know, I'm properly working the muscle group. And this is the last thing for Thursday. After that's Friday, we go into our good old second leg day of the week. That dumper ain't gonna build itself. And we start off with front squats, 4 sets of 10, 175 pounds. Honestly, after this week, I think I lowered the weight a little bit because my knees were starting to hurt, and I kind of tweaked my back a little bit. I don't know if I did it on this or the lunges, but like, or maybe I did it on the hip thrust machine. How the hell I did it on the hip thrust machine, I have no idea. But got them done. Almost ass to grass, which is actually kind of interesting. I've never gone that deep. Maybe that's why my knees hurting, because I went too deep. I don't know. Went too deep with too much weight. But week after this, I lowered it a little bit, and my knees are okay now, and my back's not hurting as I make this voiceover. My God, I feel like an old person saying that, but anything for gains, am I right? After that, we go into our barbell lunges, 4 sets of 12, 155 pounds. You can see I'm not lying. The 2 10s are right there on the floor. You can see them. Yeah, you can see them. And they're lunges. Maybe this is what's hurting my knee. I don't know. Like maybe I have too much weight or something. Because for Thursday and Friday, according to the workout I follow, are for mass. So I guess you're supposed to go like lower weight. But I don't feel like I get a proper workout in if I do the weights too low. So maybe that's why. So I do too much weight and then I end up hurting myself. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, after that, we go into our hip thrusts. I haven't used the barbell in a while. This machine's been open every time I went there to the gym. So I'm just going to use it. Setup's easier. I don't have to bring my own pad. My backpack doesn't look like a gigantic pool noodle. I'd rather just use this and get it done. And honestly, it's easier to load, but I definitely don't feel as effective with the barbell, you know, like it's not the same as free weights because this is a very controlled motion, but it's just easier to set up and simpler to do. So I kind of just prefer this now over barbells because it's just easier to set up and easier to do. I say 230, but I don't know how much like the bench weighs that I'm sitting on, so it might be more than 230, but I don't consider the bench weight relevant, so it's probably a lot higher than 230. Anyways, leg extensions, 4 sets of 12, 120. This machine I don't really like because I don't know, my knees don't reach the little red pivot point, so I look kind of stupid. But after that, we go into our leg curls, leg extension, leg curls, 4 sets of 12, 120. Obviously, your boy's got to go up. But it would mean that my Tuesday leg curls are probably a lot higher in weight now. So yeah, your boy's getting stronger. After that, that's pretty much it for this week. If you like what you see, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys the next week when I make a video. Hopefully I get it out on time, but if I don't, see you guys soon. Peace.